For the continuation of the topic in diagramming, this is the first lesson for this week, and it's about adjectives as subject complements. But before we proceed how this diagram could function, let me first describe what is a subject complement. A subject complement comes after a being verb. Some being verbs are is, are, was, and were. A subject complement tells more about the subject of the sentence. An adjective can be a subject complement. Now, try to look at this diagram I wrote here. So this is the basic diagram for adjectives as subject complement. As you can see, the subject is here, the being verb is at this part, and the last part is the subject complement. Now, how is this diagram functions? Now let's try to have this first example. Seals are sleek. So, as what I've discussed before, the subject usually is located at this part. So, try to identify first which one is the subject. Seals are sleek. Since we're talking about seals, seals will be the subject of this sentence. So, I wrote seals here. Next, based on the diagram earlier, the being verb is located in between the subject and the subject complement. Now, try to identify which is the being verb. What is the being verb? So, as what I've said earlier, being verbs can be classified as is, are, was, and were. And since there is the word are here, then this will be considered as the being verb. So, you just have to write the word are on this part. Next, subject complements. Earlier, we said that subject complement tells more about the verb. The noun. You'll just have to look for a word that describes more or that tells more about the subject, seals. So, the word that tells more about seals is the word sleek. Since sleek, it means that it has glossy and shiny as well as smooth skin, just like seals because they live in the water. So, we will put the word sleek on this part. And that would be the order of the adjectives as subject complements. So again, as a recall, in this example, for example number 1, seals are sleek, the order became the seals here are being verb and sleek as subject complement. So, since this topic is about adjectives as subject complement, I wrote sleek here since it describes the seals. Are in this part because this is the being verb, and seals since this is the subject of the sentence. Now in example number 2, let's proceed. Jake's turtle was slow. Okay, first identify the subject. What is the subject in this sentence? Jake's turtle was slow. So we are talking about Jake's turtle. So the turtle will be our subject. So I wrote it here. Next, what is the being verb? The being verb in this sentence is the word was. So I'm going to write was here. And the adjective that describes the turtle is the word slow. I'm going to write slow in this part as the subject complement. Now, do you wonder why I have this one here? It's because, if you'll notice, there is a possessive noun in this sentence. And just like the diagram before, we put possessive nouns under the subject. So if you ever encounter possessive nouns in the sentence or pronouns, you'll just have to put it under the subject. And you're done. Let's proceed to the next lesson, and it is about compound subjects. So we all know that compound subjects is composed of more than one subject. If it is composed of more than one subject, there is what we call conjunction that connects the two subjects. And the last part is the predicate. So basically, this is the basic diagram that you should follow in compound subjects. You should have subject here, then conjunction, since conjunction connects the two subjects, and the last one or the last part is the predicate. Now let's try to have these examples. Example number 1, bats and birds fly fast. So in our diagram, we should identify first which are the subjects in this sentence. So the subjects in this sentence are bats and birds, since we are talking about bats and birds. Now, I wrote it already here. Let's identify now what is the conjunction in this sentence. So which word connects the two subjects in the sentence? That is the word and. That's why it is considered as the conjunction in the sentence. So you just have to write and in this part. And the last one, since we are asked to identify the predicate of the sentence, we have to write it on this part. Now in this case, as you can see, there are two remaining words in the sentence, and we are to identify which one is the predicate. So on our previous lessons, I told you that predicate refers to the verb in the sentence. So which one is the verb from these two? Is it fly or fast? Of course, it's the word fly. That's why I'm going to write the word fly here. So what am I going to do with the word fast? On the previous diagram, I showed you that adjectives is always located below the predicate. So you just have to add another part of the diagram on this part, and you can already write the word fast, since this is the adjective in the sentence, here. And that's it. Now for example number 2, rabbits and hare hop. So just like the previous example, you just have to identify first the subjects of the sentence. So since we're talking about rabbits and hare, they will be the subjects of this example. So I will write rabbit, here, rabbits, and here on this part. And since the word and connect these two subjects, this will be the conjunction of the sentence. So you just have to write it here. And since we only have here a verb, which is the word hop, we can put it already on this part. And that's it. Now for the last topic for this week, we have compound predicates. So unlike the previous diagram that I showed you, this is different because compound predicates refers to more than one predicates. So the previous one, compound subjects, it's more than one subject in the sentence. Here, compound predicates refers to more than one predicates. That's why the diagram became like this. One subject here, two predicates here, and the conjunction that connects the two predicate. So let's try to have this example for compound predicate. Number 1, babies eat and sleep. So as what I've said earlier, compound predicate is composed of two predicates and only one subject. So let's try to identify first the subject in this sentence. So since this sentence talks about the babies, babies will be our subject. So let's write babies here. Next, what are the predicates in the sentence? So since predicate refers to the verb in the sentence, then we can consider that the verb eat and sleep are the predicates of this sentence. So just write eat here and sleep here. And the conjunction or the word that connects these two predicate is the word and. So just write the word and in this part, and this diagram is already done. For the last example, this example number 2 here, Sue's brother play and laugh. Okay, as you can see, this is different from the previous diagram I've shown you. It's simply because we have here another possessive noun. So what is the subject in this sentence? Sue's brother play and laugh. So we are talking about Sue's brother. That's why brother will be our subject. Next, what are the predicates in this sentence? Predicates refers to verbs. That's why the verb play and laugh will be the predicate of the sentence. So simply write play and laugh here. And of course, the conjunction that connects these two predicate here, we just have to write it on this part. And the last one, since the previous diagram, just like the previous diagram, wherein we put the possessive noun or pronoun under the subject, you just have to write Sue's name under the brother. And this will be the complete or final look of the diagram for compound predicate.